Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Warrior Chronicles. Our topic for this week is self-love and what that looks like. If you've ever done any work around self-love or any sort of love and how you receive love, you'll know that the 5 languages of love is a pretty hot topic. The 5 languages of love are all about words of affirmation, admiring someone for the way they look, gifts, giving someone gifts. He never takes me out for romantic dinners, but he always buys me flowers. That's a language of love. Acts of service, doing something. He always does the dishes for me. She always mows the lawn. She always does this. Quality time, spending time together, and physical touch. So they're your 5 languages of love. And why we're starting with that is because the 5 languages of love are not just how we give and receive love from others. It's also about how we give and receive love from ourselves. I know that sounds nuts, and especially, if you're in my age bracket, in that 40s, late 30s through to 55s, if you loved yourself, you were stuck up. You're into yourself. You're you think you're better than everyone else. So that's not the sort of self-love that we're talking about. We're talking about having boundaries in place and having acceptance in place, and making sure that, we're comfortable with who we are and what we're doing with that. Good morning, Leanne. So the 5 languages of love is a free test online. Jump on, work out how you give and receive love. I'm very, very lucky because my husband and I love spending quality time together, and we both receive love and cherish the love, and it's obvious for us that someone loves us and that we love spending time with somebody else when we have that quality time together. So if we are robbed of that quality time, for example, we've got family around or lots going on in our individual people lives, and that impacts on our couplehood because our quality time together is impacted. So that's when our relationship goes, hang on a minute, So it's important that you understand what your language of love is first, and then it's easy to put that on yourself. Now, I don't mind sharing with you that good morning, Nettie. I don't mind sharing with you that when I was single, I dated myself. I know that sounds nuts, but I had 3 partners that had various challenges. It taught me a lot about who I am and who I did not want to be. So for me, I had to learn how to date myself. So I knew what I was expecting. I was expecting gentleness and kindness and all those things. And I wanted to give someone gentleness and kindness. So it wasn't unrealistic for me to expect it from somebody else. So that's what self-love is all about. It will be different for absolutely everyone. And if your relationship, just say, for example, that me and Tom are in a relationship together, and Tom's idea of language of love is that he gives gifts and I want to spend quality time. It doesn't mean that we're going to butt heads and not be able to have a loving relationship. It just means that I need to understand that Tom says I love you in a physical way by giving me things, and that Tom needs to understand that he can't just bring me a bunch of flowers and expect me to be happy with it. I need to have that quality time with him as well. So it's about understanding and accepting how each person and yourself receives and gives love. It's not unusual for you to have more than one way of giving and receiving love. So don't just think it's a one thing and that's it. There are lots of different things that you can do. So now today I wanted to touch a little bit on that, but I also, because love is such an interesting topic. In where I come from, love is the only spiritual emotion. So humans have all the other emotions. So we're here for the human existence. The greed, the selfish, all the emotions that are earthbound emotions. But the one that is just spirit bound and soul bound and the higher frequency emotion is love. And it's really hard to conquer what true love is, because you can absolutely love somebody. I really, truly loved my first partner. I didn't love myself enough to recognize that was a toxic relationship until it was almost too late. So it's about understanding who we are, what we're going to accept as love, and where our boundaries sit with that, and being tough on others as well as ourselves. And that's the best way forward, I think. So good morning, Haley. So what I thought we might do is pull some cards. Now, I introduce you to my crystal ball this morning. Now, my crystal ball is absolutely amazing. It's got a little TV screen up here. You can see that. It's a selenite, so it's not clear quartz or anything like that. It is a selenite ball. I guard her with my life. She, with selenite, you need to be careful handling them, of course, and you also need to, I'll just put back on screen for you, and you also need to be careful transporting them, and what you do with them as well. Like, I keep mine in a little container like this, and it's not smooth, so I have to be very careful when I put it down, because selenite is one of the crystals that does perish quite easily. You can't get them wet, you can't wash them, all sorts of things. Can't put them out under the moon if there's a bit of dew, or I do not put her out at all during winter, or any time that there might be a little bit of dampness in the air as well. So I take really, really good care of her, and I just absolutely love her. So I take her along to when I do a lot of mediumship stuff, and the reason why I do that is because people they get nervous when I do medium stuff, or when everyone does medium stuff. And what they do is, when we have a look through the ball, it sort of captures people and the different lines to it, the different splits and blemishes and all the things that make her stunning. It catches people's eyes and it stops them in their tracks. And when they stop, they start to be more present in the moment. So it's kind of like a bit of a trick, you know, in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, where they're watching the fire, the young girl's watching the fire in the fireplace, and she's so mesmerized by that. That's being grounded. So I use the crystal ball to ground people, bring them into this moment, to stop them being out there, relax them a little bit, and then we get straight into their reading. So that's what we do there. So I'll be using my little crystal ball this morning to have a little look and see what's going on for people. And the reason why I'm incorporating readings today, and I haven't really done it in my previous sessions, is because I am a medium. You'll see on my write-up, I do lots of things. I've been doing this for a very long time, 35 years exactly. Where I get my most kicks is, it's a great gift to have. Don't think I'm ungrateful. But I don't want to tell you when you're going to meet the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams. I want to help you be the person of your own dreams, so you can have the best possible quality of life that you can have, however that looks for you. So that I'm using my gift in a different way. So if you've ever had a reading from me, you will know that we'll just sit there for a little minute and then we'll bang straight into it. And I'll use, you know, whatever I need to use, whatever I need to pull in. I'll pull in spirit, pull in all sorts of things, entity level spirits as well. And then we'll just get straight into it. And you'll notice that my voice is starting to speed up because they're all lining up waiting to have a chat. So that's what they will do for me. If I'm reading for somebody who is very logical, for an example, I read for a lady a little while ago, and she said, I just want a message from my husband. That's all I want. And as soon as she started saying that, 2 swallows came in. Now, swallows are little birdies. If you haven't come across them before, you're not from Australia. And they came in. Now, birds mate for life, okay? So they're monogamous. And that's why when you see one bird passed on the side of the road, his partner will not be very far away. So that's where the birdies come in. So this man was coming in loud and clear for his wife, saying, I'm here. Every time she stopped talking, the birdies went away. She started talking again, or would talk about something else, birdies were nowhere to be found. As soon as she started talking about her husband, the swallows came back in. And I said to her, he is around you all the time. You see these birds all the time. She said, yeah. She's too much in her logic brain. Spirit can't go out and buy a plane and skywrite, I'm here, I'm talking to you every single night, I wish you good night. They just don't function like that. So when you go for a reading, you've got to think about different things that might be what it could lead to and what it could actually mean. So, if I say something to you and you think, oh, I'm not really sure. Another example, I spoke to a lady recently and I said, she's taken me to a house. It's a 2-story brick house. It's just grey and dense and dark, and it just feels terrible there. She went off and had another reading with somebody else, and it turns out that her mother's watch was underneath the stairs, and she hated living in that house. So that's the dark zoomy, yucky, wet, don't like this feeling. And the 2-story house, she was trying to tell me that it's under the stairs, go under the stairs. But this lady was too much in her logic brain to, you know, they're not going to come out crystal clear all the time. So if you can be prepared for that and have a little think about it, we can certainly do that. We can poke a little bit further as well. So so let's get into it. And all right, let's say good morning to a few people first. Some new faces. Thank you very much for joining me. Good morning. And some faces that I have seen before. Thank you very much for joining in again. All right. Sarah lost a soulmate on the June the 9th. Haven't heard anything from him yet. Ah, okay. So let me have a little chat about what happens when someone passes, okay? So this is a controversial subject. It never makes me popular, but it's honest and it is what it is for me, okay? So what comes out of my mouth is what I've actually lived. It's not from a book, it's not someone else's opinion. It might be in an alignment with somebody else, but it's definitely me. So what I see when spirits pass is they go to a little bit of a waiting room, like at the doctor's surgery. They get used to it being in a different form, okay? So they've gone from a solid mass, semi-solid mass, if you follow quantum physics, and they've gone to a frequency. That is a big period of adjustment. So it's not a painful thing for them. It's not something that they need to get used to. They don't have to go to the light. Let's think about reincarnation. You get so many people, just send them to the light. We already know the way home. We don't need to be sent to the light. We know what it is. We know that magnetic pull. It's a frequency. The moon is a big, giant magnet ball. So, you know, everything that gets pulled towards the moon is working in a quantum frequency or a quantum mechanics manner. So it's Spirit does the same thing. We already know which way to go home. It makes us as humans feel better if we feel that we're letting them go to the light and we're pushing them towards the light. But I have never had in my, I would probably say my earliest memory of talking to Spirit, I would have been maybe 2 years of age, having full conversations, astral travel. I went in for an operation and I watched the whole operation from outside of my body. So that was my first experience with astral travel. So I would have been maybe just on 2, might be a little bit younger than 2. I have never, ever, 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 ever had a spirit say to me, I am with God, or I am in heaven. They've just not said that to me ever. So, which I find really interesting because, you know, man-made religion makes us feel a certain way, and there's so much guilt and trauma and grief around transitioning from solid mass to frequency. And I just think we just beat ourselves up too much about not understanding that. And a lot of the time people come through and do little things, but we're so caught in our grief that we actually miss them. So we're waiting for something, like Sarah might be waiting for a big boom moment where the lights turn off and on, or the curtains, you know, moves for her or something. And it's not just Sarah, I've just picked up her name. So, you know, we're waiting for something like that, but often it's a thought that pops in our head, or it's a song that pops in our head, or, you know, we hear something and we just go, wow, that really reminded me of that person. 9 times out of 10, that is that person manipulating the frequency to put you right in that moment. So you can get that, so you can feel that. So when we're dealing with spirit, it's really important to remember that they can't just pick up the phone the way they used to, and that they have to communicate in whatever means possible. So sometimes that's banging, sometimes that's flickering cameras. Sometimes it's really subtle. Like last night, I was teasing my resident spook here, and I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and he decided to take painting off the wall and slide it down the wall and put it on the ground because he knows I'll get cross with him if he wrecks my things. So that was him saying, I'm here, pay attention to me, stop talking to her, stop doing what you're doing and talk to me. And I don't mind that. So we have to think about it in a spiritual sense when we do this. So that's something that over 35 years has taught me of connecting with spirit. But they are always around us, and that, you know, it's not, death is a traumatic experience for us. It is not a traumatic experience for them. You know, that missing, the grief, the whole process around when someone passes is a human experience. Spirit just loves. If our last words were fighting words, it doesn't make any difference to them. We hang on to that as humans in our human form for as long as we allow it to consume us. that spirit form has already let that go. They're resonating on and vibrating on a much higher level. And it's the emotion of love. So they don't remember the argument. They don't understand. There's just nothing there, okay? So please don't ever beat yourself up about anything that might have taken place or that you weren't there for their final moments. Their final moments will always be with you, okay? They've got 1,000 more final moments because they're not human. That's the difference. All right, let's have a little look. Lots of people joining us this morning. Thank you all for coming along. Okay. Keep seeing yellow cars. This is exactly what I mean, Sarah. Exactly what I mean. My partner number 3 committed suicide, and we weren't together when he committed suicide. So, and he wanted me to listen to a certain song, and it was "You Make Loving Fun" by Fleetwood Mac. And I have lots of Fleetwood Mac on my iPod, and I was listening to it in the car, and he just changed the song midstream. I was listening to something else, and he just changed it. And he did that for 4 or 5 days in a row. He was an IT expert, and lousy boyfriend, brilliant IT person. And he turned the computer on in the middle of a big meeting at my work, and the computer was completely off, power gone, everything. So he was letting me know, I'm still around, don't you dare forget about me. And by you seeing yellow cards, he's letting you know, this is me reaching out for you. This is me paying attention to what's going on. Now, your partner might not necessarily be forcing someone in a yellow car to drive across your path, but he's making you aware that it's there, and you'll keep seeing it. It's like when we get 1111s and 22s and 33s and all of our beautiful master numbers. It's not so much that they want us to pay attention to the fact that you're seeing an 1111. They also want you to stop and think about what you're thinking about right at that moment. So if you're thinking about going overseas or going on a holiday, and every time you start thinking about that, you see 1111, it prompts you. It's saying the angels, if you want to call it that, are saying to you, this is what you should be doing. You're on the right path. Keep thinking those thoughts. You're supposed to be going overseas. So it's not necessarily the number. The number does play a big important part, but it's also what our thought processes are around that as well. So something for you to consider next time you see it. I was on the weekend with a friend of mine, not this weekend, sorry, the previous weekend, and we kept saying 444. The petrol bowser was number 4. We put 44 litres of petrol in, or $44 worth of petrol or something, and it's just all day, 444s. And 555s, and it was exactly what we're talking about. And we were actually talking about what we're going to do in business together, how we're going to get our words out, help more people, how we're going to, improve ourselves so that we can improve others and help others improve themselves through our own experiences. So it's not so much that we were seeing 444, what we were talking about, the universe was saying to us, are you listening to yourselves here? This is another number. This is, pay attention to this moment. This is what you should be doing. So that's what it all comes from. So there's lots of things about spirituality. All right, let's start doing some card pulls. I'm a medium, but learning. We are all learning, Hayley. Absolutely all learning. The best advice I can give you as a medium starting out, or even, starting to really, not even starting out, because you've been doing it for a little while now, you just, the self-doubt kicks in, and you think, oh, is this right? Should I say this? Shouldn't I say that? Absolutely. Just blurt it out and work it out later. The thing for you to consider being a medium is to make sure that the messages that you get through, even if they sound absolutely nuts, it's important that you put that message out there. So if someone says to you, tell her to shove it up a bum, you actually can't say, oh, he says or she says that you misinterpret what they're saying. You change it, it's having a bit of a joke. No, you need to say, he said shove it up your bum, because that could be something that he has said to that woman for their entire lifetime together, and that's the thing that she needs to hear. So it's really important that we don't misinterpret. And when we don't misinterpret, Spirit starts trusting us with more information as well, okay? So, and you'll only get through, sorry about that, you'll only get through exactly what you're supposed to share with that person anyway, okay? So, yeah, All right, let's have a little look. See who we can grab first. Okay, I think Nettie, I knew a Nettie years ago. She was just such a beautiful lady, beautiful, sweet soul. So we're going to pick on Nettie. Let's find her. There she is. Okay, so if you say I'd like a reading, I will just give you whatever comes out, okay? We'll do a couple of cards because I don't want anyone to miss out. So we stick to a couple of cards. We go through it. Oh, okay, you've got some improvements coming in your way. Some big improvements. Okay, so you've had a bit of a rocky... This is what I mean by interpretation. What I was going to say to you, Nettie, was you've had a bit of a rocky start to the year, because they were saying rocky, and they were leading me down the path for rockiness. So I was getting ready in my human form to say it's a bit of a rocky year, but they're telling me that it's been like this for a little while. It just ebbs and flows. And the backup card for that was the Six of Swords, which means that you're actually turning yourself around and you're going in a different direction altogether, Nettie. So this is beautiful, because although it comes with a list of frustrations for you, because it's sort of a bit, ooh, really? So I just want to get there. The overall big picture of it, and once you do go through that little bit more discomfort, and it's just a little bit of like an itch more than a pain, okay? So you're getting to the top of it. You've got the beautiful Two of Cups. So it's the peace of mind, the contentment, the understanding what's going on. You've had to learn some lessons in the last, I'm going to say 3 months in particular, in relation to how you interact with people and how people interact with you. So that's what's going on for you at the moment, Nettie. Let's have a look. But you've got some really happy, good times. A couple of different ideas are floating through your head at the moment. And procrastination. So you procrastinate. Everyone procrastinates, okay? I'll give you a little tip on how I teach people to not procrastinate or to get better at making decisions quicker. It's when you go, let's just say, you're looking at a course online and you really, really want to do it, and you're just so scared and you can't even work out why you're scared. Sometimes it's because we're scared that what if we suck and we're not as good at it as we thought we might be, or what if I'm inconveniencing my family because oh, that's a nice card to get. I'm inconveniencing my family because it's going to cost X amount of dollars. What if it's the wrong thing? All those sorts of things. But if you say to yourself when you're signing up for that course, because let's face it, by the time you get to the internet, you've already thought about it. When you're looking at it and you go right at the checkout, just before you press the button, you say, do I want to do this course? Your body will tell you exactly what you need to know. So if your throat closes over, your stomach starts churning, you need to ascertain whether that's your body's reaction, because remember, we've got post-hypnotic suggestions and psychic traumas, so opposing emotions that are trying to confuse us. Is that your body saying to you, holy crap, I can't do this? Or is it your body saying to you, let's go, we're going for it? So what you can do, because you've always got a cooling off period, okay, is you go check out and you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and press go. Your brain does not have any time. When you're counting backwards, your brain can't talk you out of doing what you really want to do. If everything falls into place, you find the exact course that you want. It's close to home. You can work around your children, your home, your family, your work, whatever, and it all falls into place. That's your path. That's what you should be doing. When things happen easily for you, that is your path. Okay, so all these people that teach you, and it's a big mantra in multi-level marketing, you know, you just got to get back up and try again, and you got to do it, and you feel like such a failure because you've tried so many times and you're not getting anywhere. It's not always the way. The things that happen easily for us are the universe conspiring, and that's on our path. I mean, if we take off our path, we go through the rocky hills, we go through the bush, we get bitten by a snake, all sorts of things happen when we go off our path. But when we're on our path, the flowers are beautiful. The sky is beautiful. If we love rain, it's raining. If we love sunshine, it's sunshining. Things are so much easier when they're on your path. It's only when you start bucking the path that we have trouble, okay? That's what you need to think about. Okay. So, Nettie, I'm going to do one more card for you just to push you over the line because you're procrastinating. And I want you to not procrastinate. Nettie, definitely makes sense. Excellent. One more for you, Nettie, and then we'll go back. Yeah. Okay, it's a good outcome for you, okay? So whatever news you're waiting on and what you want to do and how you're thinking at the moment, you're changing your perception on your thought patterns, and how when you change your perception, that's when things really start to fall into place for you, okay? You're a natural manifester as well. You can manifest really well, but you can also manifest in the negative or the things that you don't want, because you're quite an emotional human being. And when you're chucking your emotion out there, what you ripple out is what you ripple back. So you just need to be mindful of that. Make sure you choose the right words. I'm a witch, so I will always teach people that spells, spellings, words, if you cast a spell saying words, you have to make sure you choose the right words because you're casting the spell, so spelling the words, okay? So that's the easiest way to remember. I have a tattoo on my wrist, and it is abracadabra. Now, it's written in an ancient language because I didn't want anyone, my little secret, but I don't mind sharing it with you. And abracadabra literally means I create what I speak. So all those magic little fairy tales and things, abracadabra, it actually means I create what I speak. You are actually casting a spell by saying abracadabra. So I wanted to put it on my left hand because the left hand is the past, and I do create what I speak. So I can allow the past, which is really shonky, to consume me, or I can move forward. So something there for you, Nettie, in how to bring the magic into your life. All right, let's go back and we'll have a look at a few other people. Okay, that's a hold music. Sorry, guys. Jody Lee, I'd like to know when my children are coming back to me and if I will get into the police force and when. Let's have a look. Okay, I can see you climbing over a wall, so you must have to do the medical. What else are you doing? You're doing a bit of a fit test as well. That's interesting. Okay, improvements are underway. Writing. Let's try to piece all this together. Okay, the thing I can tell you about you, Jody, is that you have got a chaotic energy, and I love that. Okay, don't think that chaos is a bad thing. It's not. Chaos is it's just like, over here, and then I do this, and then I do that, and then I've got all this on my plate. And that's sustainable for, if you're wired like that, a very long time. So don't let people tell you that you're going to burn out, okay? What I do worry about is your stress levels, okay? Because you're not always kind to yourself and look after yourself when your stress levels are high. You've got there's been a few delays around things, okay? And people are not being truthful around you. So you just need to be mindful of making sure that you trust your own gut when it comes to situations. Jody Lee, we're reading for you. Slick, oil slicks, okay? Improvements are coming for you. There are some frustrations around getting into the police force, lots of frustrations around the police force as well. It means a lot to you, and it's because it's a job of value, okay? Okay, I keep touching my neck, so you're getting you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and in your neck area, okay? So make sure you drink lots of water, and filtered water, not necessarily tap water if you can avoid it, and just flush your muscles out. Make sure your magnesium levels are correct at your next blood test as well, because magnesium will help settle down your muscles and relax them a little bit more because you're tensing, you're tight, and that's where your headaches come from, okay? So we're just going to chill out a little bit around that. There's lots of writing for you to do. So I'm not sure if you're a hand writer, in the sense that that's how you remember things, or if you take the pressure off yourself by drawing, doodling, keeping a journal, okay, Jody? So we're just going to have a little look and see what Jody's doing there. She hasn't replied yet, so we'll just keep an eye on her. But that's where you're at. The police force. You're going to be able to, yeah, look, you get in, absolutely. That's a nice card to get. Now, I don't know where you're tuning in from, Jody, but you don't have a normal police uniform on, okay? It's a darker police uniform. So I don't know if you're going to go to country copper first, or if you just do something a little bit different from the run-of-the-mill constables and stuff like that, okay? So there's just something else. But you're able to break through the things that are holding you back. So, and that predominantly yourself sometimes as well. So all your wishes will come true. So just be mindful of that. and I do mean mindful of that, because I want you to choose nice wishes. Some people go, oh, my wishes will come true. I hope I never get a speeding ticket or something. So just be mindful that you're choosing the right things that you want to talk about. Children coming back. Okay, that's interesting. I'm seeing 2 walking towards you, but I'm seeing 3rd. Now, the 3rd is an interesting one, because if I'm going to describe it to you like this, and you're not going to freak out, okay, because we're not using our logic brain, we're using our spiritual brain. We've got 2 children, and they've got the, you know, the summer clothes, the flowy dress, the shirt, you know, everything that indicate that they're happy coming towards you, happy coming towards us, sunshine. But there's one in the background, and the one in the background I'm just not sure about yet. So whether this child is a stepchild, the child not being born yet, or one that just processes emotions differently. But there's a 3rd child, and it's just not, it just doesn't feel like the sun's shining on this one just yet, okay, but they are coming back. Thank you. Okay, we've got a man card and we've got a frustration card. Didn't see that coming, did we, girls? Don't need the cards for that. Look, you're able to get on top of it. What they are telling me to do is to park your emotions and get your facts. Now, being a copper, you will learn how to do that, but you've got to park your emotions, and this is a good training exercise for you if you want to put it down like that. Parking your emotions and being able to understand things in a factual, logical manner. That is how you're going to get forward and what you need to do. And there is a journey coming up for you as well. So I'm not sure where you're living at the moment, but I really feel strongly that you'll have a little bit of a shift when you do get in the police force, and you'll be very, oh, look at that, you're smiling already. So you've got very good prospects of where you're going to, and you're just, yeah, look at that, Ace of Swords. Frustration, but you get what you need. Everything's the new beginning, mental clarity, the way you change your thought patterns, the way you perceive things, it's all changing. And the death card's coming up, and which is perfect, okay, because that means that the death of the situation, new beginnings are coming through, marriage prospects high. Now, when I say marriage, don't freak out if you're in that man-hating stage of your life at the moment. What I mean by marriage is a partnership and a marriage of relationships, a marriage of yourself, a marriage of life, things coming together, okay? So not just husband and wife, or wife and wife, or husband and husband. And divine wishes are being granted. You're certainly going to go in the police force. You've got a little bit of study to do, okay? I need you to be kind to yourself. I would also like to see you carry some tourmaline with you so you don't pick up on everybody's energy, and just to work out about emotions and how to not let people get the best of you, because somebody in particular likes to poke you with a hot poker, and it's not always the easiest thing for you to go through. So self-love is what that is. See, putting yourself forward first. And I know that you think the world of your kids, but your kids can't have, your kids need a strong mentor and a strong leader. So you need to look after yourself first and foremost at this point, and then everything else will fall into place for you. Good morning to everybody that has just come along. Prompting and triggering, yeah. Cindy Ann. Now, I'm not going to do any mediumship stuff today. Mediumship. I'm not tapping into your relatives today. If they come through, I will certainly allow them to come through. I won't block them or anything, because I love it when they have a chat with me. But I will let them come and go as they please, okay? So it's not a deliberate thing. The reason why I do that is because sometimes people don't want to share some of the stuff that they share. Humans are happy for that to be in a public forum, but not necessarily everybody else is. So we'll just wait and see if anyone comes through, and if nobody does, then that's okay. We might do it at another time, or you can always catch me on my channel, and we can do it there. Cindy Ann. Cindy Ann. I went to school with a Cindy Ann. She was not a nice person. Your photo looks lovely though, so I'm sure you're nothing like her. She was a bully. Oh my goodness. And I often think, I wonder what she did with her life, and I hope that her children aren't getting bullied as a result. And I truly, whoa, look at that. You've got a jumper. So I truly hope that her children are not getting bullied to teach her a lesson. Okay. So, Cindy Ann, getting stronger in yourself after a bit of delay. Money improvements are coming, celebrations, happiness, justice being served, and you learning something. What are you learning? Look at all the pages. Holy crap balls. You have, let's have a little look here. Spread them out, because you just went one after the other, and it all started with the jumper. This is for Cindy, and I'm going to have a little hold of my crystal ball. If you've just joined us, this is my crystal ball. I don't have a name for her. I probably should have a name for her. Don't know. But I just love her. So we'll call on her for a little bit of help here. We're going to tune into Cindy and we're tuning into her energy. All right, and things have not been the easiest for you in the past, and things are certainly coming around at a fast rate of knots. You've had an opportunity to learn about boundaries, emotion, cutting through mental confusion. You've had some narcissists in your life. Justice will be served. So whoever pissed you off, they're actually going to be learning the tough way not to do that. And it's not going to be something that you put out there, okay? It's going to be something that the universe says, okay, that's enough now. We're going to stop being silly buggers. So, money improvements are coming, celebrations are coming, a happy way of living, and it all starts with you changing your mindset, changing the way you look at things. You're in that, what I coin as a fuck it stage of life, okay? And you can go through that at any point in your life. You don't have to get to 50, you don't have to get to 40 or 30 or 75. It's not an age thing. It's a wake up, aha, this is not as good as it gets, and this is what I'm doing to fix it. Because we had the power. We've always had our power. We just don't believe that we have our power. We give it away to people. So this is about Cindy taking her power back and understanding how to use that power, like the showing me Star Wars, the Force, using it correctly and being able to understand how to harness that power and harness the energy that she's got racing through her. Because there was a point not that long ago that she's just got very deflated and defeated, very defeated. So, and that's all going to change for you. So let's see if she's got any feedback so I can make sure I'm on the right path. Nothing like her. No, definitely not, Cindy. I can tell that as soon as I tuned in your energy, complete opposite, which is why people have picked on you. You've been like me in a lot of respect. Being on the receiving end of it as opposed to the person dishing it out. So lots of things. What I really love about the spirit is the ability that you've just taken it on the chin. Washed my hair this morning and it's just like doing whatever it wants. Sorry about that. But you've got lots of an opportunity, or you've had opportunities, and you're learning about mastering your emotions, mastering how to put boundaries in place, being able to get that mental clarity and understanding more about yourself and what that looks like. And there is a man close by you. So if that's not your husband, that you can expect a man coming into your life very, very soon. He's actually going to be a really good person for you. So if your husband's being a rat bag at the moment, you can look forward to him having an aha moment and pulling his finger out, or he's going to be a bit more aware of what's going on around him as well. Okay, they've got the head in the sand. So he's had a bit of a head in the sand situation, this man. So he's about to pull his head out of the sand, pull his head out of his butt, and learn about a few different things as well and take on a little bit more. You've got more jumpers. Cindy's got jumpers left, right, and center. What they want you to know, and this is different cards again, but they're all in the same storyline. So they're all talking about peace of mind and contentment, that you've done the hard yards and that you're looking forward to a happy household and things are changing. You're bringing a bit more playfulness into your life. And although you've had to have some battles around you, it's all been about putting your boundaries in place and accepting what you will accept and telling people to shove it when you won't accept it. So lots of changes for you, Cindy, and all beautiful, spiritual, positive alignment moving forward. So let's have a look. I've got to go back. Okay. Oh, I've got... Okay, so we're up to Cindy Janelle. Oh, she's got crystal balls and unicorns. Okay. Oh, we'll easily get to everybody. That's okay. I don't have a problem tuning into people because it's not me. I think I described it like this recently. I don't tap into, I tap into your energy, but I do it in a way. Remember the old Telstra girls? They used to put a cord here and connect the phone here. I don't get tired doing this because I am the cord that goes from spirit world, spirit realm entity into human. Okay, so none of this stuff touches me. I can relate to it. I can understand it. If I'm doing something that needs to work out where to go and tell your doctor to have a look because you're getting it wrong, I will tell you this part of your body, this is what it's doing, this is what it feels like. I can do all of that, but I don't take it on. So I'm pretty lucky like that. And I don't know if it's because I've been doing it for so long or if it's just how my gifts have manifested. So I'm not sure. I know there's about 5 different aspects in my natal chart that tells me that I have that innate ability to be able to comprehend and process emotions really quickly and then release them. So maybe that's what it is. Not sure, but yeah. But I'm a sucker for unicorns and crystal balls. So we'll have a little look for Janelle. Okay, so Janelle's experiencing some work frustrations at the moment, and she's at that point where she doesn't know whether she's going to stay or whether she want to go. She's looking for a little bit of money improvement. She's wondering whether she needs to increase some skill levels or not, and she's thinking about how her life's going to look moving forward. So there's lots of changes going on here for her, but she's still in that formation, you know, how this is going to come about, where am I going next, what am I going to do, how is this going to look. So see that burp, or hear that burp, that's confirmation, okay? Now, it's the grossest thing I've ever heard, but it could be worse bodily function. But the burping is a confirmation for me. So when I start saying things and I start channeling, and it's not necessarily me, Spirit will put me back into human resource or human me by burping. So just like grounding. It's really kind of gross, isn't it? But very cool when you understand why. Unless you're doing platforms and you burp into the microphone, can be quite embarrassing. So Janelle, what we're doing for you is we're having a look at what direction you want to go in, how you want to do it, what you want to do next. Hey, Ruby. I know, Ruby. And you know what? Whatever you decide to do, you're actually going to be able to do quite easily and effortlessly. It does involve a movement, though, okay? And the movement can be a movement of resonance, a declutter, a total get the hell out of Dodge, moving things around, changing the way, not just you look at things, but your surroundings, okay? So decluttering your life on lots of different levels. Decluttering your life in lots of different levels so you're able to move forward. That's what we want for you. So Janelle, guidance for you. We have 2 German Shepherds. They make appearances all the time. Thankfully, they don't hang around for long because they know when Mum's working, they need to be quiet. Took me a long time to teach them that, to the point that I actually coined our boy dog, Caesar, ghost dog, because he used to actually come in on every single video of me, and we made a bit of a joke saying he was ghost dog and he could channel ghost because he just would turn up all the time. So Janelle's going to move her boat out of troubled water. She's going to a lot calmer area, okay? So whatever chaos has been going on in your life, whatever things that you're just looking for a bit of an, okay, they're showing me an anchor now. So you're putting an anchor out there. You need an anchor point so you can just regroup. You need to regroup. And you're going to do that quite well. That's going to actually happen between now and I'm going to say September, October. They're giving me the 13th of October, okay? So I don't know what that date means for you or if it's just a pivotal moment in your life, but by the 13th of October, things are just going to start falling into place the way you want them to fall into place. So Janelle, whatever you've got going on in your life, make sure that you grab it by the balls and run with it, my love, because it's really going to be a great opportunity for you once you decide what you want to do and how you want to do that. This is not as good as it gets, to quote Jack Nicholson again. And you know that you're the master of your own destiny now. So, and you're going to get that helping hand that you need from the universe. And there is going to be a little bit of travel involved. But I think the travel's more a couple of days away here and there for you to get your head in the right space, okay? Give yourself a bit of time out. Okay, let's have a little look. Good morning, Elsie. How are we going for time? All right. Okay. Let's have a look at Karen. My son has been sick. All right, Karen, I need to know, I've got 2 boys coming through for you. I need to know which one, you don't have to tell me his name. You can give me his age, please. And I will, oh, this is really interesting, because when I'm saying to you, give me his age, I feel like he's, now I'm getting the number 8 through, okay? So whether they started at 8, 8 is an important number in this whole equation. So we're just going to park 8 because we don't know what it means yet, but I'm not going to chuck away what just popped in my head. It's about interpretation I was teaching you about earlier. We're going to park 8 and come back to it. What I'm getting is this itchy skin. It feels like a tingly. So the tingly, itchy skin all over the place doesn't necessarily mean eczema. It means that there's a discomfort going on there. It's an unusual thing. Now, because it's skin and the skin is the biggest organ, it could be blood related, or it could be skin related, or it could just be a whole body thing that is affected. So all your organs affect all your body and how your body functions, okay? So I need his age, and we're just going to go a little bit deeper just to find out what's going on there, because I think it's a bit of a mystery at the moment. It is a bit of a mystery, but you just had an Indian guru come in, okay? Indian as in India, not Native American. And generally when they come in, that means that it can be fixed by not so much dietary, but it's kind of like they're missing neem leaf, or they're missing turmeric, or there's something in the Indian medicinal repertoire that can help ease the discomfort there, ease the situation. So we're just going to get his age, and then we'll go a little bit deeper and have a little fiddle around there and see what we can do. I like him though. He looks like a real sweet little soul. There's something going on, and they're still saying 8, okay? So we need to work out what that 8 means. I'll just come back to you in a minute. Elsie May wants to know about her business. I will not forget about you, Karen. Okay, I'll just go and do a little scroll in a minute, give you time to get your answer. Elsie May, would love to know if I can get my business up and running, please. Yep, but you know what you need to do? I'm not even going to look at the cards for this because it's so easy. What you need to do, my love, is make sure that you've got your business plan out, okay? Don't keep it up in your head, because it's open to misinterpretation, even though it's your business and your idea. But it's get your business plan out, do your dot point stuff. Don't make it too labor intensive. Use it as a manifesting. Actually, if you jump on my website, the details are above, over there. Jump on my website and let me know, or send me an email, or whatever you need to do on my website. Can't remember how I set it up, and I'll send you a free copy of my manifesting manual, okay? And that will help you manifest what you need to do in your business, because once you've got that plan in place, you will just roll with it, okay? And you'll be a bit tough on yourself. You need to put milestones in as well. So if you're going to do your business plan, you need to have it done by the end of this week. If you're going to do this, you need to have it done by the end of next week. But be realistic, okay? Because sometimes you get so excited that you forget to be real about it. And I don't want to take the magic out of it, but if you make it unrealistic or too hard to achieve, you'll give up because it's too hard. It's not fun anymore. You're definitely supposed to be working for yourself, and you'll be very successful at it, but I see 2 different streams of income. So what I mean by this is, just say, for example, you're going to study aromatherapy and you're going to, you only want to do bath bombs. There's going to be some point where you start doing candles. There's 2 streams of income, okay? So that's an example, not necessarily what you could be doing, but there's 2 money coming in, because I can see both hands coming out. And when both hands are out separately, it means 2 streams of income, okay? Or if I'm getting multiple streams of money coming in, it'd be multiple streams of money. So you've got 2 streams of income coming in for that. Really good idea. It's about time you did something like this as well, because although you can work well in a team, you need your time out, and you can't always do that in an office environment. So good for you. Well done. Kenzie. Dirty. Okay, Kenzie, I will remember you. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll pop down to Karen. He's 23. He's an old soul. When did he start being unwell? When did he start being unwell, Karen? That's not right. I need some more information on this man. He's 8. 8 is a significant number. I'll come back to Karen. Ruby's got to heal a friend. She burps it out. I know. Ruby and I are old friends. We had mutual friends that introduced us, and she's just an amazing human being. Talk about warrior. Ruby is a warrior. Excellent. Would love direction for next steps. How are we going for time? We've got 9 minutes. An hour is not long enough sometimes, is it? Okay. You're welcome. Would love direction for next steps. Bridget. Hello, ghost dog. See, we mentioned his name too many times. Bridget. Okay, Bridget, time out. You need some time. Oh, hold on, mate. You need some time out, Bridget, so you can work out what it is that you want to do. When you're in the thick of things, you need to take yourself right out onto neutral ground, okay? I think for you, the water, so whether you go, now don't stay home and have a bath, that's not neutral ground. You need to actually go right down to the river, to the beach, to a creek, somewhere where there's natural running water. Now, I say running water because you need to reset the ions in your feet, so you need to be able to walk in it. Yes, I realize it's winter, I'm really sorry, but you did ask. You need to be able to reset the ions in your feet, and the way you do that, because we're water, like a bulk of our makeup is water, we need to be able to reset that. And the easiest way to do that is you've got two choices. You go to a Chinese massage place and have an ionizer foot detox. Alternatively, you can go to the beach or creek or running water. It has to be running water. And let the water reset you. So what that does is, if you've studied science, you've got all your atoms going all over the place. What that does is it actually realigns everything, so everything's going in the same direction, okay? So the smoothness is there, the frequency is there, everything starts to iron itself out. So that's what I would recommend that you do. But the first card that came up is you going for a short journey. You need to go and get yourself out of your headspace for a little while. When you do that, you'll clear yourself. Now, whether that takes 2 hours, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 days, it doesn't really matter how long it takes for you, but you need to continue to do that until you start feeling happier about the decisions that you're making in your life. When you do that, you'll actually start feeling happier within your heart. And when you're feeling happier within your heart, everything else will fall into place for you, okay? Because there is some victory news coming, but, and I say but because I need you to understand, and everybody that gets a reading, not just from me, but from everybody, what we do is we tap into the energy right now. So if I say to you, you're going to meet Mr. Perfect at the, and he's not that far away, he's within 3 months, he's going to turn up. And then you just go home and you stop going to salsa dancing and you stop going on the bus every day and you don't go down to the flea markets every Sunday because Mr. Perfect is going to turn up. You've just blown your chance at finding him within 3 months because I'm reading your energy right then and there. So I need you to continue to do all the things that you're doing so you can actually get to that outcome. So in this case, for Bridget, she needs to take herself out, get herself in some water, running water, not the bathtub, not the shower, and allow herself to be realigned with everything that's going on in her life and just have a moment. And then when she starts to feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more, heart happy, okay, not body happy, not face happy, heart happy, and you feel lighter in your heart, then you can start moving forward in a good manner. And that's when your victory news coming up. You'll have a couple of different choices and different things that you want to go, and go back to the water again. So every time you need to make a decision and you're not sure what to do, just head back to the water, my love. That will reset you, okay? So you're very much a water baby when it comes to that sort of stuff. So I'm sorry that it's winter, but then you just got your short journey on the water again. So, for all the cards that I've got in my deck, about 70 something, you just pick the same card out in between shuffles 3 times. So you definitely need to do something. It's something for you to consider. If you live in the bush, go find a creek or something that you can go and stand in. But it's really important that you do that just to reset and just to relax yourself. What else have we got down here? Michelle, what's my next step? You're 100% about my soulmate right down the time. Oh, awesome. That's awesome news. We'll be super pleased. That's why your energy feels so amazing. Okay. Oh, Bridget's in Canada. You lucky duck. We'll swap soon. You can have the winter and we'll have the summer. All right, let's just see if I can fit a couple more in, which I can fit it. Oh, look at that, 5511. See, that means I can fit a couple more in. Just stop yapping and start doing it. Michelle. Okay, let's do Michelle really quickly and then we'll jump into Tracy. It's emotional. Okay, Karen, your boy's got some, I'm such a dumbass sometimes. Okay, so your boy, your son, tingly skin, okay, it's high emotion. He's not coping with emotions at the moment. This is a metaphysical illness that he's going through. Anything that happens in his body is metaphysical. So we need to start with the first symptom. 8 years of age is the first thing. So we need to go back to when he was 8, work out what it is that happened, whether that's a trauma, whether it's too much excitement. Okay, for example, we always think of horrible things that happen. It's not necessarily horrible. If he was 8 and he went fishing and he caught a really big fish and it scared the crap out of him, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a change in emotion and how that emotion clings. He's having trouble processing emotions now. That's the skin tingling. That's all over the place. That's ingrained in your body, okay? So he's responding in a different manner. We have to find out what happened when he was 8 years of age. Dig deep. Could be positive, could be negative, but it was an extreme time. So it's an extreme emotion, a psychic trauma emotion. So he's got something happening in his life at 8 years of age, and that's what triggered it. So if he's 23 now, he will be going through Saturn return when he's 28. So that's another 5 years. We should be able to balance that out. So what I'd like you to do is send me a private message, because it is private information, and give me his exact birth date. So mine's the 26th of the 9th, 1977. So I need all of those digits, please. And then that way I'll work out his numerology, and then work out where the pressure points are and what we can do to balance that out to get him to his 28 years of age, okay? Because he needs to balance out how he's processing things. He's not processing it. He's not articulating what's going on. That's why he's not well. Bingo. Sorry about that, guys, but Karen's just popping in. Okay, and he can balance it out. How can he balance it out? Neem leaf. Okay, so he's not sleeping well either. All right. And when you're not sleeping, you're not resting. If you're not resting, then it just makes life a lot worse, doesn't it? It makes it really hard. A lot of time to think about stuff. Right, we're doing Michelle. You guys are all on a spiritual path here or something. This is crazy. You've also got the Six of Swords, which is turning your boat out of troubled waters, moving into a different direction. You guys are powerhouses. No wonder you're watching the Warrior Chronicles. You're bloody warriors yourselves. This is amazing. So self-love, 5 languages of love. If you missed the start of this session, go and have a look at the 5 languages of love. You can do it free online. Don't pay for it unless you really want to go a bit deeper with it. But most of the information around the 5 languages of love you can get free online. You can do the test online. Work out how you give and receive love, because that's how you will have an expectation on how you can understand what self-love is, okay? So if you don't receive love by receiving gifts, it is pointless buying yourself a bunch of flowers, because it'll become a chore and you'll hate it. And then when someone buys you a bunch of flowers, you'll be rolling your eyes so much, you'll see your brain, it'll be epic level eye rolling. Work out how you give and receive love. Use the 5 languages of love. Okay, Michelle, you've got jumpers, my love. And this is all around deciding what to do, taking giant leaps forward. Okay, so you've got some decisions coming up and you're at a big crossroad. Now, the crossroad is a T-junction, okay? So that means that you can't continue on the path that you're on. You must make a decision whether it's left or right. Now, you probably get there and go, I really, 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 really want to go left. And then you'll take some time out to think about that, because there's a little bit of a push from others as well. And then you try to work out whether the push from others to go left is exactly what you want to do, or if you're feeling a little bit of peer pressure to do that because someone might think that you'll be better off if you go left. This is a time for you to take out and really stand your ground, okay, and put your boundaries in place, because it has to be a decision that you're comfortable with. Now, at the end of the day, I think what I want to teach you is, although we have free will, it's predestined, okay? So we've already got all the tools that we need to have the best life that we're going to have. So it doesn't matter whether you go left or whether you go right. It'll be perfect because it's predestined, okay? So be kind to ourselves when we make decisions, because, you know, the universe will push us back if we do something crazy. It's not going to hurt us, okay? And the universe never sends us something that we can't deal with. But this is all about you taking giant leaps forward and trusting yourself, trusting your ability, taking the blindfold off, really seeing things for what they are, and then just going for it, like not being, you know, just enjoying life. Yeah, you sort of sat back in the background for a little while now, and it's just not fair because you've got so much to give. You know, and I want to see you giggling more. And I do mean giggling, not laughing out loud, but really having a good giggle about stuff and bringing that inner child forward. And the way to do that is by taking that giant leap forward and just going for stuff, okay? All right. We've got Tracy Marshall next. And we've gone over Tracy Marshall and then Betsy, and we'll be done. Tracy Marshall. This is all about inner strength for you, my love, and working out, okay, you've come through a bit of a emotional deception. Not the easiest thing. It was a very confronting situation for you to go through. The deception, frustrations, hurtfulness that was going on, you know, a very high emotional time. Learning about yourself and how to put your boundaries. Now, this is really interesting because everyone that's tuned in today are all warriors in your own ways about championing yourself, moving forward. And all of your cards are saying the same thing. I mean, you're pulling out different cards, obviously, but the stories are very similar. So it's interesting how all of our energies are aligned and brought us at this moment right now. So how's that for synchronicity? Deceptions. All right. The best thing for you to do right now, Tracy, is to think about what your life is going to look like. You've got movement card, plans, wishes, financial concerns, we'll put it down as, because I don't want you to freak out about money, but you will anyway. But financial concerns, just worrying is it the right thing. You want a happy household, you want happiness, you want a wonderful relationship, you want paid work, you want all this to come into you. And it's actually coming. It is coming. All of your ducks are going to line up, to quote somebody that I love. But it comes with inner strength. And you've had some really tough lessons. Some people have been some right arseholes towards you, my love, in the past. And you're coming out the other side. You're doing really well. And you know what? For all those people that said that you couldn't do it or you weren't tough enough or whatever, you just showed them, didn't you? But you changed your perception. You used that feelings that they were projecting upon you to tell them to go stuff themselves, and you're moving forward in a really positive, strong manner, which is lovely. And there are some huge improvements coming along your way as well. And the huge improvements are around accepting yourself, accepting the things that you've done in your life, and not feeling that shame anymore. Betsy, and then we are done, because I don't want to accidentally buy into anyone else's time. So Betsy would like to know about the dad. Anything for my dad? Oh, okay, cool. All right, not doing mediumship stuff today, Betsy, unless your dad comes through. What you can do, and we might actually even do a mediumship session next Tuesday, if you'd like to do that. Just get a photo of that person and pop them up. That will save me time, because sometimes when I start channeling family members, we get like 5 or 6 generations of ancestral people coming through. And should I think about starting any type of business? Betsy, you would be better off starting something that you absolutely love, okay? Fitness comes in, okay? So I don't know whether you need to increase your fitness, increase your gym time, go for more walks, clearing of your head, okay? So Bingo. Go and do some more exercising, and while you're doing some exercising, you'll start to have clarity of thought, okay? So while you're walking, hitting the pavement, hitting the treadmill, whatever you need to do, that will start bringing in some ideas on what you want to do as a business. I know that you'll want to work for yourself. You're just a bit all over the place at the moment, so we need to work out what it is that you're super passionate about, and when you're super passionate about it, everything else will fall into place. There are some improvements coming along, but there are some delays around the improvements as well. So your life will improve. It just feels like it's taking forever to get there. And that all comes down to you being able to quieten your mind. I don't think traditional meditation will work for you. It doesn't work for me, which is probably why we went straight to fitness, okay? So do something around the fitness thing to get your brain to relax, be present in the moment, and then start thinking about what you want to do as a business. We're certainly not off the cards, no pun intended. Okay, if I have missed anybody, oh, thanks, Tim. I do apologize, and I will see you all, Kenzie. See you all next week. We'll tune again. If I did miss you, I'm very sorry. I've only got an hour space and I've gone over, so don't want to upset anybody. But it's been lovely, and I will see you all next Tuesday at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to see more from me, please do so at the Facebook page or also on my website, and I am available for private readings. It makes no difference where you are in the world. I read for people all over the world. We can do it through Messenger chat, or we can do it over the phone if you are local. Thanks very much for your time. Stay cool. Bye, guys.